Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dose of Dundee podcast with me, Nicolas and Nathan Robinson. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the art of reinvention, something that Nathan and I know quite a lot about. So sit back, and I hope you enjoy this episode. So Nathan, today we're talking about reinvention, and we're going to be talking about personal style and how we evolved. So on that subject, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing, at always, middle blue and old.
Yes.
But I have this shirt from Turnbull and Actor.
Yes.
And I had that for a very long time. Everyone needs a crisp white shirt in their wardrobe. Is that right? And I've got this beautiful steel scarf from Marrakech from the independent shop. And the colour just caught my eye. And this is from the High Street from Dara. And this trouser is from the British brand called Tote.
Tote. Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Toast.
Yeah.
And I've got that loafer from Crockett and Jones.
Beautiful. Toast is a nice place.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It's very loony style, quite different. But you have to be careful what to play with your style.
Yeah.
And what about you wearing? All navy.
I'm wearing all navy. So navy has been my thing for many years. It's kind of been a signature thing. And I've had to think about, kind of switching it up a little bit sometimes. But I do love wearing all navy. I think it's very chic. And because I am small, I try to keep everything uniform so it creates this illusion of height, even though it probably doesn't work. So I'm wearing these trousers are part of a suit from Turnbull and Asser. I got this about a month ago, and I just wanted because I'd lost weight, reinvention, I needed a new suit. So I went there and I had this adjusted by my tailor in Edinburgh, and it fits perfectly. So I've got these trousers. And then I'm wearing, this knitwear is from Next. And then this jacket is actually from Uniqlo, and it was in the women's section. And I just thought it was a cute little jacket just to wear instead of having like a full suit, because I've got the jacket that goes with these trousers, but this
Very Chanel.
Yeah, like a Chanel kind of look, but obviously not with a Chanel price tag.
I do believe in clothes that can be used to what fits you really.
Same.
It doesn't have to be the labelled men or women. If you look good on you, if you feel good about it,
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly. I think a lot of people are starting to have that mindset. I see a few guys on TikTok who are very masculine style, but they've started to realize that you can go into the women's department and find perfectly fitting jeans or,
Exactly, especially with the height. It's like with the woman wearing boyfriend jean or boyfriend blazer.
Yes.
So it kind of cutting over what looks good on you.
Yeah, exactly. So tell us about a moment of beauty this week, your dandy moment of the week that's lifted you up.
My native dandy of the week would be a wardrobe. It's because recently I was watching the beautiful fashion show called the British brand called Heartfelt down here.
Oh, done here.
And their catwalk collection is to die for. And our theme, our colour combination, like neutral, caramel, native, chocolate brown, all those things. And lately I would started to lose some inspiration in my wardrobe. Because you think about a lot of plain clothes, you had it for years. And you're thinking that I was watching that show and it gave me so much inspiration. And I was looking on Pinterest as well. And I thought, I've already got those clothes that I can mix and match. I'd be like, I don't need to go to the shop and buy a new one. I've got this scarf, I've got this top, and you're playing like, actually, look like I get new clothes. And that's my highlight from the week. And I feel like, I've got some fresh new clothes. I look amazing, but actually, it's been there for years.
Yeah,
it's how you play with it.
You've shopped your closet. Yeah, and that's a great thing because, like you say, you don't have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. If you're inspired by something, you can actually see what you've already got.
That's why it always works investing not a plain clothes, then you can actually mix and match. Think of it like a candy sweet, and you're thinking about, I can mix and match.
Yeah.
It's like with the clothes.
Pick and mix.
The pick me. I love that. What about your week?
So I think a moment for me that has really a moment of reinvention and just something that's really lifted my life is that, remember last week when you and I decided to reconfigure my living room at home. So you may know that my desk was kind of an awkward position and I had a few new pieces of furniture and we just thought it was time to just have a refresh.
Yeah.
So you and I went to my house.
And before that, we had a glass of wine, and I thought, right, we need to do something about it. I was itching so you.
Yes.
You feel everything was stuck.
Definitely.
And you want to get the best lead of life.
Exactly. When you've had a glass of wine, it always helps to get you going. So we did that. We had a drink and then we decided just to get started. And we did it in about an hour, moved things around. And it just made such a massive difference to the room. And I've been living with it now for a few days. And it's just so surprising how just changing a few things in the house can just change the whole dynamic of your mindset and also of the way that you're feeling that particular day. So I think, yeah, that is my little dandy moment of the week. Moving around furniture, which I've always loved doing ever since I was a young boy, and refreshing my home just to give it a new lease of life in time for spring.
Not only that, it actually builds up your attitude, feels more positive, and it feels more loving your home even more.
Definitely.
Should a little change that give you a massive bill?
Yeah.
With the clothes, lifestyle, furniture, that sort of thing. It's actually a mindset in that you new life-changing experience.
It is. Yeah. So let's move on to our dandy dilemma of the week. So this question is from Anna B in Munich, and she said, I want to change my personal style without making costly mistakes. What's the best way to reinvent my look? So that is a very good question.
Very.
It's a big question because I think when you're trying to reinvent yourself, it is quite difficult to do that without thinking that you have to spend a lot of money. But I think you and I have, like we said before, our lives have been a lot about reinventing ourselves and changing from moment to moment to, when you go through different stages of life and you feel like you need a new change. So, but I think my tip would be, like you just said about going through your wardrobe and finding things that you see with a new eye. If you want to reinvent yourself, I think a good way to do that to begin with is with clothes.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe going through your wardrobe and finding out pieces that you haven't seen for a while. And even if you just want to donate them to a charity shop, that is a way of reinventing because you're getting rid of things that no longer serve.
Exactly. And also it's good to go to declutter, look at your wardrobe and see what you need, what needs changing, what you don't love.
Yeah.
And obviously time the transition are changing, they are moving, so it's good to look into some inspiration, what inspired you, what kind of style you're looking to keep to that style.
Yeah.
So I've been loving timeless style for almost 10 years now. So obviously the little changes, they like the colour, the theme, but it always had to be timeless.
Yes.
Going forward, it stick to that. And the help with the costume as well. The top item I had been over 10 years and it still looked good. It's like I bought it recently. You have to be clever how you style it.
Definitely, and that's a good tip. I think finding timeless pieces, if you do want to reinvent your style and completely start again, if you are going to spend money doing that, then I would say the more sensible way of doing it is to buy timeless so that you can think of things that you're going to wear in 10 years that will still look elegant and still in style. There's no point spending money on a whole new wardrobe of trendy items that are just going to date quickly.
The most important thing for you is remember invest in good quality, but the quality forever and the price is forgotten. Then you might invest in a little bit expensive item, but it might be with you for the next 10, 20 years and you still look good as you bought yesterday.
Yeah. Great tip. And I think if you want a tip about how you can reinvent without spending any money, the great place to start is just by reinventing your mindset. So it might be that in the morning you start to appreciate a little moment. Maybe you get up in the morning, have a cup of tea and you use an old cup. Maybe you want to find a cup that you saved the best and just use that instead and think, this is my new way of living where I use this beautiful cup every day and that's just going to boost my mood and it's a little reinvention.
It's like a little thing if you want to talk about the interior. I mean, most of my friends had been with me for a very long time, but the only thing I've changed around is the cushion, refreshing the flower, maybe buying some new book that's inspired you, buying some from charity shop, or, probably the birthday gift and all that sort of thing. Just change around like a bit. And also, most important, candle, just showing the smell, the inspiration, that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be the big item you're changing. It could be a liquid thing, or if you love the frame stone, it can have a way upholder.
Yeah.
So it's just a liquid thing you can move around, but it doesn't have to be really expensive content.
No.
You have to be clever and play around with it.
Yeah. So to reinvent yourself, I think it is all about the small details, the small mindset, and already looking at what you have in your life, whether it's decluttering, getting rid of stuff that no longer serves, or refreshing your wardrobe with things that you already have.
Exactly.
So let's get into the main topic of conversation, which is reinvention. That's what we're talking about today. And I think this is a topic very close to our hearts because we have kind of reinvented ourselves over different stages of our lives. We're both 35 years old now. Shh, I know.
You don't rebuild age.
Oh, that was probably a mistake.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh well, too late, now.
So definitely for me, and I know for you as well, we grew up in a very from humble beginnings, and elegance and beauty wasn't a part of our lives, and I think we both wanted that. So that was the first stage of reinvention for us when we moved out of our family homes and how are we going to live our lives. But from a personal experience, you know this about me, when we first met about 2 years ago, I was stuck in a little bit of a rut in my life, and as somebody who has a YouTube channel and comes every week, has to share my life, it was very unnoticeable, I think. I'm very good at putting on a show. But behind the scenes, I was going through sadness and I felt like a little bit lost. And that really reflected in my personal style and the way that I was living. So I think I was in a bit of a style rut and it really, really showed in my everyday life. So I changed my style to be something that was not me, and that was to do with everybody who I was hanging around with at the time. So I was wearing, remember when you met me and I was wearing those Dr. Martin boots and the puffer jacket, and
I thought
my hair was a bit longer.
What are you wearing? Not the coach, Doc Martin, really long hair. Because I remember the first time I saw on your Instagram when you did a collaboration with Amara Living. You was very debonair, long hair, quick, all clean, very elegant. And of course, the time changed at the time. But I was like, this is not Nicolas Baker down there.
Yeah.
Not at the time, I do know you well, but I thought something seemed a bit off, and it's interesting how this diet interpretation of who you are.
Exactly. So that was a reinvention for the worst for me, because it was a time I'd just split up with my ex-partner and I was living on my own for the first time, and I was really having to adjust to life in so many different ways. And I think it is an easy moment to lose yourself a little bit when going through something like that. And when I look back now at photographs of me in that period, it makes me shudder. Yeah. Because I remember how I felt, and that those clothes and that hair was a reflection of me then. So I think when you and I started doing a lot of travel together and working together, you helped me to think about how I was going to reinvent myself again and get me back to how I was before. So for my personal reinvention, it took about a year, I would say, to get back to this elegant person that I used to be. And it just started very small. So it would be, changing the types of shoes that you wear, throwing out the Dr. Martin boots, and yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I mean, Doc Martin is a fantastic brand, but it's not on Nicolas Baker.
No. I'll wear them now to walk Sophie in the garden.
But they're not a bad quality boot.
No, they're very good quality boots, but just not me. So yeah, changing those out for more elegant things, and then just remembering the style that I had before and how it made me feel. And I have to say that now I've reinvented myself back to what I used to be, my whole life has just transformed. So I feel more confident, I feel happier, and I feel content. And I think style and the way that you live your life is a huge thing. It's all again about that mindset. You think what you think, you become. And I think for me that is my big reinvention over the last 2 years. But I do think it is important to go through these moments in life where you have these different moments and perhaps you are a bit lost, but that is what life is all about. And I'm just glad to be back here wearing my Manolo Blahnik shoes.
But I do think it's quite important to go through that, the high and the low, to make who you are today,
Yeah.
to make you a stronger person, to make you reflect and value more while you went through that stage of time when you feel you were in the rock.
Yeah.
And now you're blooming into a fabulous flower again. So at the time, it giving you a bit of educator for all of it as well.
Sure.
To give yourself a reminder, I've been there, I'm grateful, I'm doing well today. Like, it's same for myself.
So do you think that you've reinvented yourself a few times in life?
Oh yeah, massively. I think with the career I'm doing today really helps me to be the person I am today. Because also at the branding, I mean, for my personal life and my business life, they're quite merging together. It's quite difficult to keep them separate because I just feel Nathan is Nathan. I'm enjoying wearing that, even personal or business moment. But I'm just saying that I'm remembering growing up, it's been quite challenging, if you don't mind me saying, because with my disability being there, I have been a lot of bully, I have been a lot of people saying you can't do this, no to them, that it's been quite challenging. That I remember I said to myself, today, I've got this, I can prove you all, you are wrong. I'm capable of doing anything. I remember I had that dream, I wanted to be that person, that confident, very outgoing, very straightforward, that kind of person I wanted to be, but it took me a long way from that person to now. I mean, look, if you don't believe in yourself, you won't get this far. It's about having faith, be kind to yourself, despite the circumstance, the society, how they treated you. You should have to get through it, put your sleeve up and to get through. It's not straightforward, but
No. But that is a really great message because I think reinvention is all about mindset. It's about what you think every day. And you said, I wanted to be that person.
Yeah.
And over years, you've put it into your head and you are now living the person that you wanted to be. So that is great. Everybody can look at that and think, if I want to change my life, I can too.
Yeah, exactly. It's about being patient, need a lot of thinking, how to pursue this opportunity. I'm not saying it's very easy, straightforward, no. It took me 10 years to get this far. And I'm looking forward to another 10 years where the time might change, I don't know. But it's just, I'm proud of myself and ask for you, to become the person we are today.
Definitely.
Imagine saying to 5-year-old Nathan at the time, thinking, what he wants. I said, you can do it. You've got this. I remember dreaming something big. Oh, I would love to have a beautiful Georgian house. And I want to prove the world that they had the power.
Yes.
5-year-old wearing a little cape. I want to prove the world everything will be all right.
Yeah.
So I've still got that attitude today. So
amazing.
It's about the wind power to get through it.
It is, and I'm looking forward to doing more reinvention with you.
Of course.
We're going to reinvent constantly. I think Martha Stewart, who's one of my style icons and someone I look up to, she says that if you're through changing, you're through, and that is
That's a good one.
little message because you have to constantly evolve. Cool. Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, or even your 70s, you can always improve and change. And I think that's what life is all about.
Exactly that.
Perfect.
So, Nicolas, I remember one time we had that confrontation, but please remind me again, how did you manage from where you situated with quite rough and everything to where you are today? What made you, I need to change this attitude, I need to change that motivation, the outlook of life?
I think it was just a matter of not life and death, but kind of, if I don't change this situation that I'm in, then my life is never going to be what I want it to be. So that would be like a death, really. So it was basically a breaking point where I thought there's no way I can carry on in this situation. So for people who are watching this now or listening, and you're thinking, well, what are you talking about? Because I've never heard anything about this. I did mention briefly that I was in that rut for 2 years, and it was basically because I was in a situation that wasn't really working in terms of business, and I was living in a way that even though I was making a lot of content and making a lot of money in business, I didn't really have access to it. So I had to think about what I needed to do to change that, and it was a very, very hard thing to do because it involved other people. But I just thought, you know what? If I don't sort this out now and I carry on for another year just hoping it will improve, then my life is hitting towards, mid-30s, and I'm never going to reach the point where I want to be. So it was just a matter of, right, I have to make things very uncomfortable, change things that are going to disturb a few people, but ultimately it's my life and I have to do what
You
I
want
want
me
to
to
do.
happy.
Yeah.
Like I remember, you're very inspiring because I'm sure you've seen Nicolas on YouTube, Nicolas Verper, who's all about glamour, pretty lifestyle, how to make your life very beautiful, all the opportunity, the flower and all that. But you told me one time you had to live on baby on 10.
Yes.
That shit quite bizarre.
It is.
From one, the glamour video to please your audience on YouTube, but the reality of it, you close the shutter, put the camera down, I'm making baby on tape.
Exactly. And I think it's a great message of, I think we all look at social media and think that people live these incredible lives, but actually the truth can be sometimes that people are very different to what you see. So, yeah, it was a very big struggle for a good 2 years, but I knew in myself that I had the potential to change it around. I knew that I could have an incredible life. So again, even when you're at the lowest, if you've got that little thing, that little spark in you that's saying, I know what I'm capable of and I know it's going to be okay, then you can crawl out of that situation and make it better. And it took me, once I'd done all the hard work of cutting ties with situations and changing my life, then I just thought, now I can just focus on me. And yeah.
If you think about it, talking about Nicolas Verper 2 years ago, and we had that Nicolas bar 2 years later, looking at it today and the podcast. What
Now
2 years ago to be,
glowing fire now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
Thank you. So we've been talking about reinvention today. What do you think you want to do, or is there anything that you want to change in your life to do your next reinvention, like in the next 5 years?
But most of it's time in my life in the last few years, I've been moving constantly, or renting to place to place. I mean, it's been lovely from living in Bath, living in London, and living in Edinburgh, and all these places with rented. But for me, I think the next time I would like to start saving up spiritually and to buy a house for the first time buyer. I do believe there's no time too late or too early, but I should feel that it's a time to settle in and buy your own home, but your own security, your safe space, and all that sort of thing. And maybe you can change into a dream home, into interior and that sort of thing. That's something I'm looking forward to. And I'm winding down. I think the age is coming. God. But this is something I'm looking forward to now.
That's good. So you're looking at reinvention in a positive light again, that we are aging and settling down a little bit more. And I think I'm exactly the same as you. I would like to have my own home because it's just the thought of having something that's mine and
Just put a stamp on it.
put your own stamp on it, change everything. We've lived so long in rented homes where you have to make do with what you have.
Cool.
So to be able to have your own home, and I think it's again that thing of, you buy the house, it's going to take 5 years to get it to a place where you want to be. It's reinventing the property to be something that's you. So it goes perfectly with the theme. I think that is a great way to wrap up this episode today.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of A Dose of Dandy. I hope you've really enjoyed this one and it's given you a lot to think about in terms of reinvention. If you have your own dandy dilemma that you would like us to resolve for you, please do write to us and we will have a look through those. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe on whichever platform you're watching or listening on. thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.